Thank you to the one power, the source of all creation, that is all love, light, wisdom, courage, and compassion. I recognize that I, as well as all my brothers and sisters having this human experience, are the beloved children of God. Thank you, God. I know that on this day, this message will reach the heart of the people and will rouse their spirits. It will bring all my brothers and sisters to the realization that you're always with us each and every day, and that together we are going to do the most amazing things on this planet. Thank you, God, for loving us, for guiding us with your wisdom, for your grace. Thank you for this amazing opportunity to be alive now. Thank you, God, for everything you do for us, both seen and unseen. And now release this prayer into that of the universal law. I joyously let go. Thank you, God. Thank you, spirits. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, higher self. And so it is. Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Soul Society podcast. I'm your host, White Wolf. In today's episode, the big picture. What's up, everybody? It's good to be back. Today is all about being just straightforward and really going into what is this all about? What is the big picture of the Soul Society of what White Wolf is trying to do? So, let's go ahead and get into it. White Wolf, aka I, am the sole proprietor to the Warriors of Light 719, a light worker, disabled veteran-owned business. Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about the definitions of business and how I describe business. First, if you type in business definition into Google, you get up definitions that are along these lines. The practice of making one's living by engaging in commerce, an organization or an enterprise, entity engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities, or an economic activity that involves the exchange, purchase, sale, or production of goods and services with a motive to earn profits and satisfy the needs of the customers. So those are Google's definitions. This is how I break down business and how I think of my business. Expressing one's livelihood through acts of service in forms of services and products. An established entity expressing the goals, desires, visions, and missions of one's livelihood. So I break this down because first, it's extremely important that we get clear on whatever definition we're using for any type of sense. Whether it be in business, whether it be understanding our emotions, whether it be understanding teachings. We need to have a really good, clear definition of how we're talking about things. So this is how I'm talking about my business, because I don't believe it's about making profit like that. I believe it's really about putting my heart, spirit, and soul into an entity to have it grow and develop on the goals, the vision that I want to bring into the world, that livelihood. We talked a lot about livelihood when we did our Four Noble Truths discussion, and it's one of the Eightfold Paths. When we talk about the Eightfold Path, it's one of the steps of the Eightfold Path. Livelihood is more than business. It is more than just making a living, earning a wage. Livelihood is your purpose. It is your passions, it's your dreams, goals, and desires. It is how you're bringing all that together and to bring it into an act of service into the world. Everything is about service. It's really about giving back to the world. Because, you cannot just receive, you have to give. There's two opposing forces. This service is being that expression of everything that is embodied into us in our livelihood. So, that being said, let's continue. So, as I was saying, I am the sole proprietor to the Warriors of Light 719, a light worker, disabled veteran owned business. The mission of the Warriors of Light 719 is 1. To create individual, societal, and environmental change through the Soul Society Revolution. 2. To provide services to individuals, groups, entities, communities, organizations, and governments in the form of spiritual education, spiritual guidance/counseling, physical training, meditation development, qigong development, and energy transmutation. 3. To create and develop entertainment, art, and music of higher vibrational frequencies for the purposes of healing and expanding the human energy pathways. 4. To develop, train, educate employees, members, and partners of the Warriors of Light 719 and the Soul Society Revolution to reach, maintain, grow, and operate in states of higher vibrational frequencies. 5. To travel to sacred sites, higher vibrational locations, and rumored spaces of purification with the purpose of uncovering and assisting in the growth and practical use of these spaces for the betterment of all mankind, the development of connecting with spirit, and for the growth and healing of the planet. To travel to cursed sites, lower vibrational locations, and rumored haunted spaces with the purpose of transmuting lower vibrations to higher vibrations, purifying the spaces, and healing of the locations. So now that you understand what it is that the Warriors of Light 719 actually does, let me break it down even further. First, what is the Soul Society Revolution? The Soul Society Revolution is a non-violent, large-scale, spiritual, social, and consciousness revolution that seeks to accomplish the following missions. 1. To make the societal and human necessities food, water, air, energy, shelter, medical, community, communications, and transportation invested, protected, and accessible to all with no financial cost and with as little burden as possible. When we say the words invested, we mean invested to be the highest quality, most sustainable, most effective, most efficient, and overall emitting the highest frequencies possible in all of these services/products/necessities. When we say protected, we mean protected from all poisons, limitations, and corruptions. When we say accessible, we mean accessible to all individuals with as little burden on the individuals as possible. Nothing is free. Freedom isn't free. There are certain requirements that are going to be needed. There are certain things that have to be done. And when we say accessible, we are intentionally making it so that these requirements and these actions that have to be in place be as little burdensome on the collective as possible. 2. Change the focus, priority, and the using of resources to be first and primarily on the unity, healing, and development of human beings, human energy pathways, spirit, spiritual connection, planet, planetary energy pathways, and cooperation with galactic forces. 3. To create a foundation for multiple processes, teachings, education, and training of reaching, maintaining, and growing higher vibrational states of being to be shared to and through various organizational entities, schools, systems, and establishments. 4. To develop the kingdom of spirits and merge the physical realm with the spiritual realm. When we say kingdom of spirits, we mean the multiple and potentially endless ways of connecting to the divine realm. 5. To create an established entity of councils, leaders, and schools to act as the primary guides who would accept the responsibility of leading by example, organizing resources, handling problems and issues, creating/implementing plans, strategies, and systems needed, and overall maintaining individual sovereignty while restructuring needed standards, policies, and rules. The Soul Society Revolution. It is a cooperation and collaboration of multiple specialties, professions, and organizations directed into taking those steps closer into creating that idea heaven on earth. Now, when I'm saying heaven on earth, I do not mean creating a perfect world. Nothing is perfect. Nothing can be perfect. It's really it's natural law that we'll get into in another episode down the line. But I want you to envision our vision, what the Warriors of Light 719 and the Soul Society Revolution visions. We see a world where you wake up every morning knowing that you have access to an abundance of clean water, of healthy food, of fresh air, of energy, that you are surrounded by a community of love and have access to multiple community spaces that offer endless varieties of art, fitness, entertainment, food, healing, education, training, companionship, and endless activities. That you know that everybody around you is focused on bettering themselves. Because now we understand that our thoughts matter, that our emotions matter, that what we put out into the world matters, and that we can start putting out that frequency of love, of compassion, of wisdom, of selflessness, of respect, and so many more virtues that are required of each and every one of us to take that step in our own evolution. We see that you can travel far and wide to distant lands you've only dreamed of, while knowing there will be a shelter for you to stay for a long term or a short term. It doesn't matter, because there will be shelter everywhere. We will have finally gone to that point of understanding that we can do things in such a more efficient way to home everybody. We see that your focus is on cultivating yourself to your highest potential, developing your skills and passions to provide a service through your livelihood. that you won't have to rush being something, but that you can enjoy the journey of your life, finding yourself day by day at a pace that you know is right for you, and that you're supported by your community, by your family all around you. Life is not a race, and trying to get somewhere, be something when you're only just a teenager, when you're only just a young adult, it makes no sense. You're like a fruit that's still ripe. You haven't grown into your full potential. But a world where we cultivate that potential, I feel that is something beautiful. A world where jobs that are needed will be performed by volunteers. And these volunteers will be freaking heroes. They will be recognized, incentivized, and appreciated for their sacrifices for the betterment of all humanity. Of course, there's going to be things that we don't necessarily want to do. There's going to be things that are needed. But let me tell you, you will damn sure be appreciated. You will get the gratitude, the respect you deserve for making those sacrifices for all of us, for all of humanity, all of us helping each other out. A future of endless opportunities where kids can be kids, where they are exposed to the amazing capabilities that live inside of themselves every day by the examples of their parents and the community. Where kids learn and grow in multiple environments of beauty, not subjugated to a corrupted, controlling force, but liberated through the love, knowledge, wisdom, and courage of the community. A future where healing is promoted, incentivized, and supported for everyone at their own rate of development. We all grow differently. Some people have been through so much hardships. Others have been through a lot of hardships. We've all been through a lot of hardships. Some people need more time to heal than others, though. Sometimes people need years and years and years. And you will be given that time. You'll be given the space you need without being judged, without saying that you're not doing enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough. A future we see where everybody's worthy. Everybody matters. A future where every day people will show that the impossible is possible. Where we're no longer holding ourselves back. That people wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m. because now they're chasing their dreams. They're going after what they want. They're putting in those hours of consistent work because they feel the passion inside of them, fueling them every step of the way. A future where physical and spiritual merge as one. Where we start to remove the illusion of separateness. We see a future where our understanding of how the world works is completely changed forever. A future so drastically different than what we see in today's timeline that we will praise all of humanity and our ancestors for the hardships they've endured, for living through the darkness so we can now create a world of light, a planet of light, where we will thank God, the source of all creation, every single day for the incredible beauty, the beautiful world that we co-created together. A world where we make the individual choice to live by higher vibrational principles, and we choose to follow God in making heaven on earth, world peace, and galactic communication. Understand, once again, it will not be a perfect world. Understand, it will take time, blood, sweat, tears, and a whole lot of sacrifice. But understand, it will be a future of so much love that we wouldn't choose to have it any other way. The Soul Society Revolution is the beacon of hope, is the symbol of peace, is the movement of all movements that take us from this lower vibrational state of being into raising our consciousness around the planet, around this entire world, to see that we are all so much more, to bringing into physical reality that beautiful, divine presence that lives all around us and inside of us. The Soul Society Revolution seeks to create heaven on earth. The type of heaven on earth that we have only dreamed of, that we only contemplate in stories, but that we will see in our reality. So, who's willing to answer the call? Right now, I put out the call to all volunteers who are just ready to start getting their feet wet. But we're still in the very early stages. So early, in fact, that many people will not believe that we can do it. That you will be ridiculed everywhere you tell people about this revolution. That you will be looked at in such a ridiculous light, like you are just imagining things. This is the early stages, the first hump of many challenges ahead. Having the vigor, the strength inside of your being to know that there's a future better for all of us, and that you're not going to be scared to be willing to fight for that future. So, answer the call, because you know we're going to win. The light always wins. It's just a matter of time. But we'll never give up. And we'll keep getting closer every single day. And no matter how it may look to other people, no matter how it may sound to other people, you're going to wake up one day and be like, oh shit, I helped to create world peace. I helped to create heaven on earth. I helped give the next 7+ generations a future that is so beautiful that we will remember it for the rest of our human existence. So that's the Soul Society Revolution. A group of badass human beings who break free from the illusions, from the lies, from the guilt, from the shame, from the attachment, from the grief. Who step up, who rise to the occasion in the darkest hours, and they stand firm in their hearts, in their souls, in the belief in themselves and in God, that we are making this world beautiful for everybody. And I'm going to leave it there, YouTube family. This is what we're fighting for. This is what the Soul Society Revolution is about. Making this world beautiful for everybody. And on another note, feel free to support the Warriors of Light 719. We provide services to individuals, group, entities, communities, organizations, and governments in the form of spiritual education, spiritual counseling / guidance, physical training, meditation development, qigong development, and energy transmutation. These are just the baby steps. Again, that's where we gotta get. It's all about changing our mindset. Our mind creates our reality. But of course, you gotta put all the needed requirements behind the actions, behind the words, everything that's needed to bring it out into physical reality. It starts in the mind and it goes through the process. We're going to help you understand that process. We're going to help you start to understand the types of virtues that you need in yourself to develop. Here's the thing, too. We're not trying to keep you hooked on this. You already have the answers in you. And there are so many amazing teachers out here in so many different areas. It's really about getting to that place where you can believe in yourself and trust the nudges that God is telling you, that your inner knowing is telling you, that your spirit teams, angel teams, and ancestors and higher self is telling you. You have all the answers inside of you, all of us do, every single last one of us. It is getting to that point of trusting ourselves and learning to work together throughout all these challenges we're going to face. Because whether we choose to start fighting now or later, we're going to start being pushed in certain types of directions by the darkness, closer and closer and closer to being controlled, to being corrupted in literally every action that we take inside of our current society. And so, going back to one of the previous podcasts, things will change when we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. But the thing is, once you unlock a certain part of yourself, certain stages of yourself, you have enough knowledge and know-how, you ain't even worried about it. You ain't even worried about the darkness no more, because now you're filled with so much light, so much strength, so much hope, so much faith that you're just looking at it like, I ain't falling for these illusions, no matter how it may look. Let me tell you right now, I got a lot of illusions I'm going through, and a lot of things about to come out to light, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But I just want everybody to know that it doesn't matter what we're going through, because trust, I'm going through things too, and it can look bad. It can look like they got the squeeze on you more and more and more and more. You keep going. You keep fighting. You keep learning. You keep growing. You keep developing. And then you see that it's just the universe getting things ready to be like, dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, everything you were saying was true. Oh, you weren't a crazy person. For real. And it's trusting God and knowing that these are all just the steps to help build you up. It is all for you. Everything that I'm facing right now, it is for me. It is to build up my inner strength and to prove and show to the world that, I'm about what I talk about. We walk the walk, talk the talk, think the think, heal the heal, speak the speak. You already know what I'm saying. This is our livelihood. We wake up, go to bed, breathing this all day, every day. This is what we focus on. This is what we care about. This is what drives that fiery, burning passion of 1,000 suns inside of that very soul. And yeah. So definitely check out some of our services. That's one thing that White Wolf has to work on too, is really expressing our services better and what we're really capable of doing. Because we have a lot of gifts and talents that are so much easier to understand in person, and also if I explain it better. I got a lot of development to do still in so many different areas. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Because we never stop growing. We grow every single day. It doesn't matter. We might be at one level now, but we're about to reach the next level. It's like looking back and you see where you started and to how you've grown. And you know you just go keep growing. And that the skies are the limit, baby. And that we're going to reach them. And that this world, this life is going to be so freaking amazing. And it's already been amazing. I'm grateful to have this life, to be here now, to be able to speak on this podcast in this type of way of saying, hey, we are going to create heaven on earth. And this is something real that we're putting together to make it happen. Thank you. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for just being here now. Thank you, God. Thank you for blessing me with this amazing opportunity and just to be who I am. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around to the end. And so, this is going to conclude today's episode of the Soul Society podcast. Head over to the Stand store. Type in White Wolf 719. That's where you can become a volunteer. That's also where you can get yourself a free Warriors of Light leveling guide. This leveling guide is going to help you get from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Level 3, you're walking your purpose. You have your own connection with God. You on that level of that inner knowing that you don't need anybody else to confirm certain things for you. You have a certain level of knowing and understanding in yourself. And it hit good. It hit deep. Because you're still going to be learning from people, but you're going to know the right people you need to learn from. You're not going to fall into all these different illusions out here. And so, everybody, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful rest of your month. Trust that you are strong and that there is so much more to this life. And that together we are going to co-create with God something that is so amazing that it is going to be exactly what we've waited for all these lifetimes. So trust in yourself, trust in God. Know that God is with you every step of the way. That you have an army behind you. The army of spirits, your ancestors, your angels, your higher self. You're not alone in this. And until the next exciting episode of the Soul Society podcast, love and light leads the way. Have a beautiful day.